Is God real name I am? That's a real question. So, you guys know I'm very spiritual, and I don't put myself in any type of religion, right? So I was actually having a conversation with on my channel, whatever, and it got really deep, and it got really deep in my belief and what things I found and things that I've like had trouble with, right? So one of the things was I said God's name is I am. I actually had a download last night, and I always ask God, like, God, am I on the right path, right? Because I want to know, right? I want to know, am I on the right path? And I just had this epiphany, like, because I'd be running it back and forth or whatever, and I had this epiphany, like, God's name is I am. When Noah asked God, who should I say call me? Or whatever. He said, tell them the great I am, right? And so I wanted to talk about like how important those words are and how important it is when you say I am. So anytime that you are saying I am, you are invoking God. And then when you're invoking God, you're saying I am beautiful. Like you're trying to tell God who is I am, that's his name. He told us in the Bible that his name is I am. If you guys believe in the Bible, I do. Personally, I do. I believe in the Old Testament. So when we invoke God, we're saying I am. So those are the words. Remember that. I am. I am beautiful. I am love, right? And you're telling God, I am, because that's his name, that those are the things that you want in your life. So it's really important for you guys to be careful of how you talk about yourself. Because when you're talking about yourself, you're talking about God. When you say, I am mad at myself or I am stupid, you're basically saying, hey, dot, 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 knocking on the door of God and saying, look, God, make me ugly, make me stupid, make me this, right? And so I don't know if you guys ever followed like The Secret, like if you read books like The Secret, The Four Agreements, all these books that kind of tell you to change your mindset. And you're like, how do I change my mindset? And then they say, oh, it's the power of I am. It's the power of I am. So when you think about that on a deeper level, if God's name is I am, and it is the power of I am, then it's really God who I am calling on to change who I am, right? So then you think on another deeper level is that, yo, me and God, we connected. Because if I am, okay, and you I am, and I say something about me, and I could pull down the energy of I am, then I'm making something shift, right? And so when you think about it, it's the power of believing in yourself. And I think now that God has shown me, it's like letting me know how powerful those words are of I am. I always knew how powerful they were because like I have another channel that I've been doing for years that is positive affirmations, and they're always I am statements, because I think that that is the power of actually changing your mindset and changing who you are. But now that it's on a deeper level, I feel like that is talking about like God. Now I'm understanding that my I ams are God. I'm bringing down God. And so now I can shift some stuff because I called on God by saying, I am this. And so, like, I feel like you have to change your mindset. Like, that's the biggest thing. Understanding that I am is actually saying, God, come on, help me. I'm calling you. I'm needing you. Bring on your energy. Make it 10 times stronger than mine, right? And this doesn't have to do with anything with religion. When you think about it, if you believe in God, then that is all it takes. This doesn't go with any other religion or anything like that. So, like, this can be Christianity, this could be Muslim, this could be, if you're Ifa, or whatever. I just want you to think about, like, if God is I am, and if you believe in, because the Orishas, they don't, it's a little different, but still, like, if you believe in I am, who is God, and if you realize like how powerful your words are, then you're shifting something. And those I am words are actually changing things. That's why people listen to positive affirmations over and over and over and over again. And it's like you thinking that it's just you. I'm trying to shift my mindset. No, you're trying to call and evoke the power of I am, who is God. That's what you're doing. You're evoking the power of I am. And so that makes your situation so much stronger, so much bigger. I think that, and that, I was thinking about this because like manifestation is so important to me. I've been manifesting my whole life. Like I've been calling it having faith, but it's really me manifesting. And I know that people make manifesting such a nasty word in certain religions. They make it such a nasty word, but it's really just simply like you believing something's going to happen. You believing in God, you believing in yourself. Some people, and this can kind of go a little deeper too, because I just thought about this. Some people think that you ain't did nothing. You ain't got no say so into your belief system or in your life. It's all God. But they could be right. They could be a little right. Because think about it. If I'm saying I am, maybe this is what they believe. If I'm saying I am and I'm invoking God into I am, then was it me or was it God? But I feel like that we are one. I feel like me and God are connected. So my blessings comes from God, but I also feel like I'm connected to God to make things shift. So I just feel like think about like a tree or something like that. The roots connected to the tree. That's how I feel. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like I always say this too, cause I be so into what I believe in. I feel like sometimes you have to know what to do, but I think that you have to know when, like, have intuition, like when to move or how to move, like whatever your spiritual team is telling you, whatever God is telling you, like and move in that direction. I think intuition plays a good part in like you being able to manifest as well. But I do want to just, I don't know, this was just gonna be quick, but this may be my first podcast. I'm not sure. But like the power of I am, just food for thought. Like I am. Is I am you or is I am God? And if God said his name is I am I calling on him? Am I saying if it's okay, so if I'm trying to be a millionaire and I say I am a millionaire, I'm calling on I am. Think about how powerful that statement alone, because that's his name. I am a millionaire. I am, bring me that $1 million. I am $1 million. I mean, I am making $1 million. I am a millionaire. And so I'm bringing on that energy of I am. I'm bringing on my energy. My energy is calling in I am. Okay. So it's not like any stop energy. I am actually calling on his energy. So I don't know. That's my food for thought. I may do a lot of these, like when I have these epiphanies, and I'm going to turn these into podcasts, because I think that a lot of people like to learn. I like to learn, and I have so much knowledge that I would love for, what I've learned to go to somebody else, so you don't have to start from ground zero. I've been there, done that, and not having a support system suck. It really do. And I don't feel like I have a support system when it comes to my spirituality, but I think that I have done this alone to a certain degree. Well, I really have. I've done this alone, and I've become more comfortable with it. But I've also have done a lot of things in my life alone. My biggest things I have done in my life has been alone. I came in this world alone. Probably die alone. But my biggest things has been alone, and I feel like that's what makes me able to stand on my spirituality, where I'm at, because of the fact that I know like who I am. I don't go off of what somebody thinks about me, because those people don't live my day-to-day life, or I'm not around those people every day. And the people who don't meet my standard of like my energy or my frequency, I don't allow them in my life, or I don't have to deal with them on a day-to-day basis. I try to find happiness within myself. But anyway, do you guys, I just had that epiphany. I wanted to make this a quick podcast type um YouTube video or whatever, because I'm gonna post on both, but it's probably gonna be my first podcast, and it's all about the power of I am. Y'all let me know what y'all think, okay? All right, bye y'all. Sorry guys, I had to clear one thing up. So I said Noah and I meant Moses when God asked Moses. I mean when Moses asked God, who should I tell called me or told me to do this, and he said I am. It was Moses. I made a mistake there. So I just wanted to clear that part up. I also wanted to say, like, so what are your thoughts about the I am? Are you going to be saying the word I am differently, or are you going to keep it the same? Like, now that I know the power of I am and like how I am calling on God to help me, I believe that I am going to start using it and understand the power that comes behind it. Because sometimes I think that I have to like keep repeating things, but maybe I only have to say it one time. I am happy. I am love. Okay. I have, or I am beautiful, or those type of things. And maybe when you say I have, that's something different. But I am, I know that I'm calling on God. So are you going to say it differently, or are you going to keep it the same? What are your thoughts?